Hey everybody, it's Odd Dustin, and I just wanted to make a quick kind of off-the-cuff video. I just read the Inside Infinite blog post from 343 Industries for Halo Infinite, and I was hoping I see. Well, here let me start at the beginning. I have wanted to like Halo. Okay, just a background here for me. I didn't get my first Xbox until Xbox One, which is quite a bit different than a lot of my friends. A lot of my friends either had the original Xbox or had a 360 and were way into Halo. So I was kind of a PlayStation guy and PC gamer. I played a lot of Doom, Quake. Those were my shooters, right? And I tried playing on the original Halo. I didn't own one, but I did get on there and play some original Halo and Halo 2 multiplayer. I never played the campaign, but I played the multiplayer when it was first out with my nephew, who was in junior high at the time. And I just couldn't get into playing a shooter with a controller. He was always doing way better. It turns out I'm not the greatest at aiming. But aside from that, keyboard and mouse, was having fun and serviceable at playing Quake and Doom and other shooters on PC, and moving to controller it didn't feel right back then, right? So fast forward years later, I get an Xbox One, and I got Game Pass as soon as Game Pass became a thing. And here is the Master Chief Collection. I thought, okay, here's my time to finally get into Halo, see what all the hype is about, because I have a lot of friends that have loved Halo over the years, and it's unquestionably a large part of video gaming is Halo. I mean, there are just a ton of people that are into the lore, that play all the games, love the multiplayer, grew up with Halo, and so I felt like I'm missing out here on something that was really special for a lot of people. And so I popped in Halo 1, installed it on my Xbox One, and it ran great. The shooting was and it felt old. Even though it had the updated graphics, it felt like an older game. And the age on Halo 1, I played about halfway through the campaign before I couldn't do it anymore. I was just saying, it just didn't feel right. I wasn't having fun. I wasn't going to push myself through Halo just to say I have to finish it, right? So I gave up on Halo 1, and a lot of my friends that are way into Halo said, you got to play Halo 2, man. Halo 2 is where it's at, right? So, okay, as soon as Halo 2 became available on PC, I downloaded it there, and I loved how it looked. So right off the bat, the Master Chief Collection, if you're into Halo and that's your thing, is a great version of Halo. It looks amazing. And the whole initial cutscene in the beginning of that game and the build-up and the story seemed like, all right, I'm going to really like this Halo. Everyone was right. Halo 2's better than Halo 1. And I really love the story, the ideas, the cutscenes, and then as soon as you got into the gameplay, it was a lot of the similar, what I really didn't like about Halo 1. For whatever reason, the gunplay doesn't click with me. And I don't know if it's just an older feel to the reticles and how the guns respond. I don't know. I don't really, it's hard for me to put my finger on what it was about Halo that I couldn't get into for Halo 1 and 2. So I didn't want to install another Halo and have to be like, okay, well, here's another waste of time. And I just kind of gave up thinking, okay, you know what? Infinite's coming out, right? Infinite's going to be coming out. This is going to be my Halo. I'm going to start over with a new generation of Halo. Start from the beginning. This will be a new, all revamped, and it'll be great, right? I'll be able to start with a Halo that I enjoy. This will be my Halo. I backfilled a lot of knowledge by watching some videos on what the Halo lore was and what the universe meant. And so we had that reveal this year, the unfortunate reveal of Infinite's gameplay. And I, along with a lot of other people, were fairly meh about it, right? Fairly bored with what the Halo Infinite gameplay was and how it looked. It just didn't look very crisp. It didn't look next gen enough. And the gameplay itself looked interesting, but it just, I don't know, it didn't look as nice. In fact, I remember the indie titles in that because it was part of an Xbox kind of reveal of a bunch of different things, and a lot of the indie titles and third-party games looked a lot more exciting to me than Halo, and I walked away feeling kind of bummed because I was really looking forward to Halo Infinite being something that, you know, would pull me in, and so now with the Inside Infinite release this week, their blog post, the graphics team has acknowledged that they knew that there was some cringy moments in that gameplay, and Nicholas Bouvier, I think is how you say that, and Neil Harrison and Annie Shastri. These are all people from the graphics team that are doing art and graphics, and they talk in here in this blog post, which I'll put a link in the description below if you want to read through this, that they know that it was a work in progress build that they put out, and that some of the stuff just did not ring right, but that also it was very humbling when everyone was kind of like, yo, this got to be better. And I'm sure it was not something where they wanted to delay the game, which had to have been hard on them. This year has been hard on all of us, I think. But if you look at where the graphics were, and you know, these screenshots that they're pulling out, now this is just screenshots. This could be rendered for days. This doesn't mean in-engine rendering or anything. This is a multiplayer map, though. This is not the campaign. This is, you know, this is a multiplayer map work in progress. And for a multiplayer set piece, I'm thinking this looks pretty nice. I mean, if the gunplay is feeling good, I mean, this looks pretty good. And I like that they acknowledge the fact they didn't come out and just say, well, we don't, you know, kiss our butt. it was as good as we could do, or something like that. They acknowledge that. They also acknowledge the alien Craig, who had that kind of screenshot still of Alien that just did not look great. But if you look at these screenshots here, like look at this close up here on this Spartan here, this wear and tear on the armor, the dirt that you have up here on the legs, the wear and tear on the walls, this is all custom and care that you can see has been placed in this world. They're doing a pretty good job with the graphics and art design of just this one. I mean, both of these maps are in the same spot. You can see this is one side of this and this is the other. But I don't know. This itself is promising, but the fact that the multiplayer is going to be free to play makes me feel a little worried about enjoying something that has a kind of grindy, we need to make money through microtransactions type of gameplay. I would have rather had multiplayer be something that was just baked into the game. I get it with Game Pass and I just play it, which it is. I can just play it with Game Pass or without now because it's free to play. But the fact that they are making it free to play automatically means that to make money, they're going to have to sell a bunch of microtransaction stuff, which has already become a controversy with their coatings, they're calling it, for these shaders. So basically, if you want your suit to have this red arm piece with the gold in the background and the black underneath, you're going to have to apply a coating to your armor. Or if you want it to look like this guy here with the kind of gray and white with a little red stripe on the helmet, maybe red on the arm right here, that is all going to be a coating that you can purchase or that you can receive in-game as a reward for doing well in multiplayer. And some of that stuff is you don't really see your character because you're running around most of the time in first person in Halo. So, I mean, there right off the bat, it's really for other people to see you. But still, the chances of things being a little meh because of that already are pulling me out of it. And then the fact that I haven't been able to get into Halo in the past, I'm kind of at that point where I feel like I need a good reason to get into Halo, and the open world is an exciting prospect for it, but I don't know if that even pulls me in enough. So is there anyone else out there who feels like I do, who hasn't gotten into Halo, is not very encouraged by what we've seen so far, but it wants to be positive about it. You know, like I don't want to be negative on any game. I hope all games are going to come out and be good. I'm not trying to hate on Halo or Halo Infinite. I just want a reason. And so far, I'm just not seeing something that makes me think, oh yeah, I'm super excited for this next Halo, right? And I'm hoping that as we get closer, now they have announced yesterday that it's going to be out next year, 2021. Let me see, it says up here in the beginning, fall of 2021. So, I mean, that could be all the way through October, November. I think most likely it's going to be right before Call of Duty, since it's a free multiplayer. They'd be smart to do it right before Call of Duty instead of during Call of Duty season. But yeah, that's going to be coming out next year in the fall, so they've got quite a bit of time to make Halo a great game. And you know, I have heard that some of the, like, Halo 5 wasn't that great. I didn't play any of it. I watched some of it, and none of it seemed that intriguing, so I just didn't install it. But with Halo Infinite becoming an open world, I do like open world games quite a bit, and I have no problem playing shooters. And I've actually gotten quite a bit better at shooters with a controller. So being that it's probably going to be PC day one, that you can use a keyboard and mouse as well, that's not even that big of a problem. But for anyone else out there who's kind of teetering on the fence, maybe isn't a Halo person, why is that? Let me know in the comments below. What are your thoughts on Halo Infinite, Halo in general? And are you a longtime fan? Is this something that you haven't ever gotten into but you really wanted to? Have you tried playing 1 and 2 and they just like for me? I'm just curious. I'm just throwing out a bunch of topics about Halo because I want to like the game. I want to be into the next Halo. And 343, come on and deliver for me. Do it just for me. And right? Anyways, let me know all your thoughts in the comments below. I'd love to hear from everyone and have a discussion on this and see where I'm right and where I'm wrong. You know, I have opinions, and not all of them are going to be correct. If you like this video, like would be appreciated, and if you haven't already, subscribe for more so you can see when I post videos about all kinds of different interesting topics when it comes to video gaming. All right, everybody, have a good one.